Welcome back, everybody. We got ourselves the 69th episode of the Banana Slam Jaren podcast. This is my man, Jaren. I am Banana Slam. Hope you guys are doing well. I just asked Monkeys before we started how he's doing, but for the sake of the episode, I will ask, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, actually. I just weighed myself this morning, and I'm down 20 pounds from when I started working out again after my knee injuries and everything. So,
Wow.
I'm
Yeah, you'd gotten
pretty
a little
happy about
chubby, not gonna lie. I
that. Yeah,
saw
I
you back
definitely
in
definitely
back
did.
in August or whatever, and you were a
Yeah,
little some.
we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, we had both done a little bit of that. That's good to hear, man. That's a lot of weight. That's about how
Yeah,
much I lost when I was a little pudgy, like 3 years back. So it's
yeah,
nice. It feels good, man. It feels really good.
yeah,
You feel
for
better?
sure. Oh, dude, I feel way better. Not doing anything for like a year and a half, and then, dropping all of the weight I gained, and just, I don't know, just it feels relieving, that knowing I still have like the willpower to do it if need be.
It may seem like a weight was lifted off of your shoulders. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
that
quite
might be what it
quite
feels like.
quite literally.
True.
But I've also been doing like a good amount of, knee rehab still. I'm still trying to just get my leg functioning again, basically. And I also learned that I had slash have a pinched nerve in my left shoulder. So I've
Oof.
been
Those are not fun.
working that out over the past like couple weeks as well. So yeah, overall, just, getting physically well again is pretty much how it's been going for me. I've
That's
just
great,
been
man.
doing
Yeah, I've been working out with Blitz again. I think I mentioned
nice.
that like 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
So it's nice. I hit 200 pounds on squat for the first time a few days ago, and then 5x5, and then for me that's a lot. Feel free to be like, oh, that's cool, BSJ. And then I'm also like trying to get personal. I'm trying to get 200 pounds in bench as well, but part of me also feels bad that my bench is basically the same as my squats. But my squats, like, I hadn't done real leg workouts in probably like a decade, like
Yeah.
real leg workouts. So,
Yeah.
and
It's
you
been
may
like
say,
half a
BSJ, did you
decade.
skip leg day? And it's like, I didn't really work out very much in general, right? So it's like, it's hard to say I skipped leg day. I just skipped day.
Yeah.
So but yeah. So it's been great. I feel great. I mean, it definitely makes you operate better. On days where I don't work out, I 100% play worse. 100%. We've talked about this like a bajillion times.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about it on the 69th episode. We've talked about it on the other 68. So, in terms of topic today, guys, it's not too much going on. New patch, kind of. It's been out for like 3 weeks. We already gave our thoughts on that in the previous episode. Kind of just talked about how it wasn't as big of a change that we expected or hoped for, mainly like map changes and such. But
Yeah.
it's been 3 weeks. We've had a lot of time to experience the patch. What have you been up to, Monkeys? Have you had the motivation to play some pubs? What are you
Oh
spamming?
yeah.
How do you feel? All that kind of stuff.
I played every day for like 2.5 weeks or something, and then over this weekend, I played 7 games on Saturday, and I went 0-7. Three of the games being griefed by 15 minutes, like, walking down mid, destroying items, stuff like that, and like the other games, my team just not listening to calls, or picking like Huskar and like doing solo plays the whole game, and just not doing anything. so, going 0-7 on a Saturday, I was just kind of like, yeah, no more Dota for this weekend. I'm gonna take the weekend off.
You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them, Monkeys. I
Yeah,
feel you, buddy.
but yeah, I've been playing a lot. I had a couple 10-hour streams, a couple 14-hour streams. I think had one 16-hour stream. So I've been playing a lot.
That is a lot. I've been playing a medium amount. I just wasn't feeling Dota all that much. For whatever reason, the other day I got in my own head a lot, and I actually abandoned for the first time in like 2 years. The game
Really?
was like literally over. We lost like all 3 lanes, and we actually had no way of coming back. We're like losing all 3 lanes against like Slardar IO. It's like how do you come
Yeah.
back? Like
Yeah.
they just
That's
chase you
true.
everywhere, and you can't kill anybody because of IO. So I ended up abandoning because I was like playing like garbage, and so I had to take a day off. But I feel a lot better today. Um, Definitely something that happens in Dota. You just got to know like, hey, it's done for me today. Something I've been making sure I do is I play Elden Ring when I'm done. If I really don't feel like playing Dota, playing something else basically.
Yeah.
Don't just leave the stream. Don't just like go be emo in my little corner. Um, try to
That's
have
what
some
I did.
health. Try to have some healthy outlets. I mean, I used to do that all the time. I still do it plenty, but I'm trying not to do that. Last week we went to some karaoke with the Liquid Squad, so we
Oh,
had
nice. That's
a lot of
fun.
fun with that. Um, but like just trying to do things that aren't Dota. I think that's my biggest reminder that I constantly have to remind myself, whether it's when it comes to streaming or outside of streaming, trying not to have my entire life be Dota, because if Dota becomes too much of your life, you kind of ride the highs and lows of the pubs. Your pubs are bad, you're sad, and
Yeah.
it gets pretty bad. So I'm good with that though. I'm actually I'm feeling good right now. As
No,
long as
that's
I make
good.
sure I bike and like work out and stuff and take care of myself outside of Dota, the lows are just not as low, and that's what
Yeah.
Dota's. That's why
And,
Dota's a problem
and
sometimes.
also, we're gonna be a little more active with DPC coming up and everything. So
Yeah, the content team has to be
yeah,
making
content.
some content.
Of course, of course. I mean,
Yes,
we're not being as secretive on the content
on the
team
content team.
for the sacrificial cup and stuff.
Yes.
We
For the record, people, we do every Sunday for the content team play against viewers. Yesterday, we had our first time experimenting with the musical chairs. It was actually really fun. So we
so
played,
fun. I had
we
so
played,
much fun doing that.
we played against the viewers, and we always have restrictions. And some of them have not been all that fun, like not being able to play with a keyboard. That one was specifically very hard. But yesterday we
Or
did
not
musical
being able to
chairs.
kill the enemy, like,
Yeah, not being
period.
able to kill the enemy.
That
That
was
was
just
also
so
quite
dumb.
difficult. We learned that needing to kill people is pretty important. Creep wave cutting is a thing. But we did musical chairs, so every minute we swapped heroes, and we just rotated. So we're actually gonna try to make a custom game mode out of it if possible, to repeat in the future and maybe even play against other teams doing musical chairs. But it was super hectic. Every minute we swap, and we had to like reorient ourselves and figure out what the was going on with the hero we're playing.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it was quite fun. So something you guys can tune in for. We're doing it every Sunday at noon Eastern. So if you guys are, which is 2.5 hours ago from now. But if you're in EU, it's we're doing the classic like North America does daylight savings 2 weeks or
Yeah.
something before EU does. So 99% of the year, it's 6 hours difference between me and East Coast, and right now it's 5. So
Yeah.
I almost missed the content team stuff, but luckily did not have to. How are your streams going though, man? Are you enjoying streaming still? We haven't really talked too
Yeah.
much about streaming in general. We only really talk about Dota.
Streaming is it's been it's definitely more enjoyable when I don't know. Well, one, I don't read chat when I'm actually playing the game, because it's just, well, it's way too hard to focus on chat and Dota at the same time. Like it
I'm not
really
good enough,
really
man. I don't see how
Yeah.
Koifa does it. Dude, Koifa's literally 11K and he reads his chat like mid game. I'm
Yeah,
just like,
yeah, I know.
I'm like, dude, how? Like, how are you just reading chat right now? Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think
yeah.
like there maybe was a time that I was like I trained myself enough to glance over and read a chat message while playing and not like lose focus on the game. But it's definitely like a trained habit, I feel, and you like I don't know. It's hard to do. It really is.
It's incredibly difficult.
But but yeah, I mean I've definitely been enjoying streaming a lot, and yeah, I mean as I said, I did a few like longer streams, like 14-hour, 16-hour streams, and I'm trying to not stream as much because I did those because I don't want to like force myself to play every single day if I'm gonna do long streams like that and then burn out and then like not want to play any Dota for a month or something because that's definitely the way I am is if I just like have no interest or no fun playing the game, which will happen if I just keep grinding out 16-hour streams over and over. I'll just be like, oh my god, I hate Dota and just not want to play at all. But
Yeah, there's
so
definitely this like there's like a fine line where okay, there's like two lines. One line is like I'm suffering withdrawal if I don't play this much
yeah,
of Dota, and the other line is like once I cross this line, I am literally like burnt out. I hate Dota. Get me out. And I feel
yeah,
like both of them have like a cooldown period. Like if you, but it goes like the opposite, where it's like if you are suffering withdrawal, you have to play like 12 hours a day for the next like 3 days, and
yeah,
if you're burnt out, you have to take like 3 days off.
yeah.
I think I'm definitely at my like happiest and healthiest when I have that balance down. Um, you may wonder what I'm doing looking down. I am ordering food because we actually didn't have any food at the liquid facility today, and like I forgot, but like everything in the Netherlands that's worth having in terms of Uber Eats closes at 8
Closes
p.m.
soon. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if I don't get it now, I will be screwed. So don't judge me, chat, please.
No
I
worries,
know
you're good.
monkeys is understanding. Um, but yeah, so when it comes to streaming and stuff, I definitely have like lost a bit of like my just like raw passion for just being only a Dota player
Yeah,
on stream. Uh it's interesting. I'm currently going through that like weird phase where I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. I still want to play Dota. It's not like I'm done with Dota. It's just that do I want to stream 50 hours a week and stream 50 hours of Dota? No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that anymore. So it's like, it's weird because I don't fully know what I want, which means on stream I'm a little bit of wish washy, which also means like my times are inconsistent a bit, and my other games are kind of just willy nilly. I feel like there has to be a combination of doing what you want, but also like letting your viewers have some sort of consistency. Because I mean, I always notice it. If I ever do any other games regularly, I always lose viewers. So then I'm like what do I do? Because I'm losing viewers, and then as a streamer, that's always like very stressful. But I'm definitely enjoying like interacting with my chat more in terms of other games. Because like when I play Elden Ring, I mean, pretty much any game that isn't Dota, you can like talk to your chat
yeah.
and hang out with them a lot. Um,
Unless you play Rocket League, it's kind of hard when you play Rocket League.
well, Rocket League is like pretty low uptime, right? In terms of like you play for like 3 minutes or something, or like 8 minutes
They're,
or
they're, they're,
something
they're
like
fi-
that.
they're 5-minute games, but then like if you include like goal scores and replays and stuff, it's probably like 7-minute games on
I
average or
see.
something.
Well, I think 7 minutes is like a big difference than like 30 to 60, right?
Yeah,
Obviously, during the game itself, you can interact. I think the biggest problem with Dota is like you go an entire half hour without talking to your viewers, and definitely hurts as a Dota streamer. So, I mean, it just feels like the chat's like less involved with the Dota streamer. I don't think I know any other games where you have streamers with like 4K viewers that just have like no subscribers,
yeah.
like literally zero subscribers. I'm not gonna like name drop or whatever, but it's like most of the people who don't stream very commonly that have a bunch of viewers just have no subscribers, and I find that like really intriguing because that's just not a thing you really see in other games. Maybe people are like, "What are you talking about, BSJ?" Trust me, if you like go to any other section of Twitch, the viewership to sub count is just way lower, and I really think it's just chat interaction. I think that's just like
I mean, yeah, it's
people aren't as
literally
invested in like who they're watching. Like they don't like the
it's
person as
because
much as they do the Dota.
it's because most streams are like, it's like a it's like a parasocial relationship, right? Or like interaction typically. And then for Dota streams, it's like you don't really get that because Dota streamers are so invested in Dota. It's like when they're in the game, they're focused on Dota. They don't give a about anything else on the Dota game.
For sure. I feel like so somebody asks in chat, why don't you play with your viewers on stream? And I will tell you guys that playing with viewers, I'm pretty sure unanimously amongst Dota streamers is usually pretty bad. Like I don't think Dota's the most fun played with people that are way different skill level than you. Um
Yeah,
unless you're like
but
super good friends, you know.
yeah.
But interestingly enough, I'm actually organizing it now. I finally got it like set in stone, or like I got the ball rolling. But I was talking about, I was gonna do those educational Smurf games again, and then the whole thing happened where I, really cracked down on me for Smurfing. So my viewers always propose like, why don't you do voluntary
Oh,
lobbies? So I'm
yeah.
actually getting a custom game made that basically makes everyone in the game anonymous.
Oh,
So, and there's like very few workarounds. I mean, if people want to like hack or like do crazy that they can
yeah.
use to find out who's who. But the idea is that I'll have viewers that sign up, and then I will join these games, and it'll be nobody will know who I am in the game.
Nice.
So yeah, it should be really fun. Just telling people, and at the end of the day, if other streamers end up wanting to use it, I mean, it's gonna be there. So
Yeah, yeah.
um, I just think it's a good idea. I think a lot of people want to play with their streamer, but they also want to like. I think Smurf content's like always entertaining to people, whether or not it's for educational purposes or what other people do. But
Yeah.
obviously, it's not good for the community, so you got to find some sort of middle ground. In terms of
I
stream
mean,
sniping, go ahead. Well, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm sure your viewers are gonna love that because you're literally gonna have, well, like, even if they won't know they're playing with you like live, I'm sure they'll like see their game and like your YouTube video or something, and be like, oh shit, I played with
No,
Brian
they'll
here.
know. They'll know that I'm in the game. They'll know
So
that
they'll
I'm
know
one
that
of the
you're in
10
the game.
people
Be
in the
like,
game,
oh, okay,
but
okay,
they
okay.
won't know
But
which one's me. I
oh
mean,
yeah, but I mean, still, that would be cool for a lot of people.
yeah, the thing is that I mean, my goal. I just know if I queue in a lobby with 9 viewers, they're gonna play the game differently if they
Yeah,
know like I'm playing mid or whatever.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um, I mean, the thing is that people are like people. I've had to make subscriber tournaments, and there's one rule of subscriber tournaments, or just like anything involving your viewers. There's really
Mhm.
only one question you have to ask yourself: what can viewers or extraneous circumstances do to this up? Okay, like what can happen that this up? And it's from the viewers and from like just like random things in the game. So instantly somebody says, fight for position 1 with BSJ. No, people are going to sign up. They're going to give their MMR and role, and then I will fill in whatever role is not filled in. So
Mm.
if we have only one 5 position out of 9 players, then I'll play 5. You guys would be surprised. Decent amount of people that sign up are support players. I've done 2 or 3 of the lobbies already, and I was playing off lane 1, and I think the other one was support. But I played 2 core games and 1 support game. But in terms of stream sniping, I actually don't plan to play the games on stream. It'll be something probably before the Sacrificial Cup on
Mm.
Sundays. I'll probably play them off stream, and then play the game on stream. Like I'll just show
Nah,
the recording on stream,
yeah.
something like that. Um, but yeah, so that's basically a plan I've got for the channel. I found that like I'm kind of just done with the straight up. I told you I'm done with the straight up grind of Dota, but like I said, it's not just looking to branch out into other things. I'm trying to like look into other avenues of content through Dota because I just don't have the passion to like grind top 100 anymore, man. Like I
Yeah.
just I just don't, I feel like I also put too much pressure on myself, which literally makes me drop rank. I feel like I would actually just be higher rank if I gave less shits, and
Mm.
yeah, sadly I do give too many
Yeah.
but I find that like if I can find stuff like this and people like you and the rest of the content team, if you guys ever want to like, put some ideas together,
Dude, I'm
then
always down to brainstorm. Cause like, dude, literally, again, the musical chair. I thought that was like such a unique idea, and now we're literally making a custom game out of it, and we're like planning on doing that more consistently. So yeah, I mean, again, I'm really not doing too much right now, other than or when I'm not streaming, I'm not really doing too much. So I'm always down to brainstorm or just talk or whatever.
We should have a content team meeting. I feel like we've talked about this before.
We should. We really should. We should just hang out more, man. Like even if we just like sit down and like watch a show together and just like not watch it and like talk over it, or like I don't know, something to like just get us to hang out and do something together.
Well, I don't know if you saw what I did for the release of the Dota 2 anime, but there is like external things that do watch parties because there's like
Oh yeah.
there's like copyright issues
Yeah.
with watching shows. I mean, people do it, but like if the show wants to come down on you, they could.
Yeah.
But I like what if we just watched some scary Netflix movie or something on stream.
Oh god. Dude, I hate horror movies. I'm so bad with jump scares.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not very good either, but just an idea. We're throwing them out there. All I can say is that there's so much potential, but Dota players, including us, are just
No, seriously.
incredibly
I've
lazy.
thought about this so much recently, Brian, of just like I don't know, especially when I look at like the Arkosh YouTube. I don't know if you've like seen those videos or not, but like I don't know.
I've watched 2 of them. Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like the community is so starved for content. Like they just need the community just needs more content.
I mean, the
Like
Jenkins is a genius though, because he's like nailed the idea that Dota is such a serious game that it is incredibly entertaining to see it be made a mockery of.
yeah.
Like to see people doing dumb shit in a game of Dota. Like that's
Yeah.
just that content really doesn't exist, and yet it's just so ironic. It's just so like anti Dota to do stupid shit in a Dota game.
Well,
And
I don't know. I feel like there's such a I don't know. There's such a serious like vibe around Dota, and it's definitely weird when you hear people or see people like enjoying the game now. But I feel like that's definitely a stigma that like needs to be broken because like Dota initially was just like
we all
5 friends
played it because
playing
we
together.
liked it.
Yeah, but like that's literally how Dota like got so popular. Like back in the day, like in Dota 1, you would literally just go in a game like a private lobby with like 9 like pseudo
Randomly
friends.
skilled
Yeah,
players,
yeah,
yeah.
and just like play Dota and like try stupid shit out and laugh and have fun and like shit talk each other and like yeah, just be friends and hang out. That's literally how Dota started.
For
That's
sure.
all I did. That's all I did in Dota 2 when it first came out, before ranked even existed. For like 2 years, I would 5-man party queue every single day for like 16 hours. And like it was so fun, Brian. And like I don't know. That's what I feel like we're trying to bring back on the Arkosh content team,
Yeah, so if you guys are interested in that, check that out at noon EST on Sundays.
Good plug, good plug.
Nailed it. But another thing I'd like you guys to check out while we're here, because this is just BSJ with the perfect segues, is that this episode is sponsored by IP Vanish. If you type !IP Vanish in the chat, you can see the deal that they're offering, as they are offering 70% off for their yearly plan and a 30-day money-back guarantee. And you may be asking, BSJ, why are you telling us about a sale when you haven't even told us about what the hell you're selling in the first place? It's another VPN. And by another VPN, I mean the VPN for you and for me, because it is currently one of the best ways in order to browse the internet safely, incognito, keeping people away from your data. Mark Zuckerberg. And sorry, that was terrible. But basically what it lets you do is if you want to watch, I use it for stuff like Netflix or any games that may be banned in your country. Certain shows are not available in certain countries, and you can use it to change where the IP thinks you are, and basically use it to watch whatever content you want, and then also make it so people don't know what you're watching, including perhaps your parents, even though they may hear you. watching said stuff. It also protects your private details, passwords, all that kind of stuff from potential people who you don't want having them. So yeah, check it out, guys. It's basically getting 9 months free for the first year, 70% off. I tried to convince them to do 69% for the 69th episode. Wasn't having it. They said we need to give them the best deal possible. It will be 70% off. So check it out, guys. IP Vanish, exclamation point IP Vanish in chat. And the website that you can go to is ipvanish.com/BSJ, ipvanish.com/BSJ. And you can use promo code BSJ for the 70% off. So don't miss your opportunity, guys, as BSJ has expertly sold out for the loving cause. So yeah,
Great job, Brian.
speaking
I'm proud
of
of you.
back to the episode that we were in. What were we talking about, monkeys?
I was venting about how Dota used to be a fun game, and then it became.
But then we were having so much fun talking about IP Vanish. I remember now. Yeah, no, that's the root of Dota, and people forget about the roots. Biggest thing for me is that at some point it just felt like my life was just in perpetual loop. I was just going through the motions, maintaining like rank 40 to rank 100. That's basically what I was doing forever. And I'm like, what am I really doing here? Kind of just been doing the same thing for a while. And while like my viewership was good and all that kind of stuff, it's like eventually other streamers come along. Eventually it just gets old. And I think that, in Dota, we're definitely in for some reform. And we're realizing that we're probably not going to get it from the devs. We're probably not going to get it from Valve or anybody else involved. So I think it's best that we take the reins ourselves and pull back a little bit on the try-hard brakes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, I'm rocking like rank 200 in NA right now, so.
You're 200. You're ranked 200 NA.
Yeah, dude, look at my recent games. I think I'm on a 13 loss streak.
Give me a second here.
It's like impossible to win. Literally five or six of those games, I'm straight up griefed.
Oh, timeout, guys. This is a good one for the stream here. Give me a second here. This is a good one for the stream. This is nice. This is real nice. Oh, yeah. What is this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 losses in a row. Any more streaks here? There's a little wins there. I think we should just leave it right here. I think that's where we should leave it right now. That's a really good spot. As that is a Monka S, my friends. Monka S. I've been there, buddy. I've been there.
But I mean, I don't really care. That's the thing. It's just like even if I were to like try really hard and get back into like, top 50 or whatever, the only thing that changes is like occasionally I would get in, the 9.5 10K games. Like occasionally those games would happen. But it's like, is that really worth it?
There's really not much of a difference, to be honest.
It's really not. It's
not. The same thing in EU. The only difference I get when I make like an extra 400 MMR is that I sometimes get in this game with top 100 players like across the board. Yeah. That's really it. And it's just
like, I don't know. Like I suppose those games are like sometimes super fun or whatever, but I mean,
I just end up playing 5 because
yeah.
I shall push W as Omni Knight.
Yeah.
That's basically my life. I've got a quick question, actually, now that it's coming to mind here before, like, I've got to interrupt because it just immediately came to mind. What are your thoughts on Primal Beast? It's been out for like 3 weeks.
I think the hero is like, I mean, I think he's insane that like the numbers, on Trample are way, way, way too high. The fact that he can 100 to 0 heroes at level 2 is like, I don't know. I mean, unless he gets stunned, but like, if they don't have a stun, he literally will just 100 to 0 you at level 2, like, reliably. So, I think that's kinda silly, and but then, like, again, if they took that away from him, he kinda becomes a hero because he, like, relies on snowballing so much. So, I don't know, man, I don't know.
So
I think the hero is too good
what you're
right now.
saying is that you agree with me that he is the worst designed hero in all of Dota. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying? You
yeah,
agree with
pretty
me.
much. Yeah, pretty much.
He's actually, let's be honest, guys. I made a hype video about him because like I saw people winning with them, and like I was stomping my lane most of my games. The hero's the worst design hero in the history of Dota. Like, it's actually garbage. He either just stomps, right? Like you said, like he killed. Like, basically, what's happened to me is that he either falls off like a rock, like he literally does nothing, or the carry dies once in the first 3 minutes, and then the carry dies 3 more times in the next like 5 minutes, and then the carry can't lane, and then the game's over. at like 20 minutes. Like, that's pretty much what happens. So, and then you said like, but if you take that away from him, then he's useless. And it's like, well, so what you're saying is he either makes the enemy carries game unlaneable and unplayable, or he's useless. So just terrible design. That's basically what I've said. Yeah, trample as a spell is just innately flawed. It's just you either kill the guy because you're allowed to walk all over him and there's nothing you can do about it, or you get kited and controlled and you just die.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I actually had to move him. So I started making a custom layout for heroes, and so I actually had to move him to the ban list of heroes, and he's number 1. I am going to be nominating him number 1. Now, if you guys are scumbags and you like MMR, pick Primal Beast. I think he's pretty broken most games. I mean, I had no idea what I was doing, and I'm like 5-2 on him or something. Like, I just had no idea what buttons I'm pressing.
I mean, like the worst thing about Primal Beast is like playing him into like a 4 or 5 stun lineup, because if you just like your all gets canceled, you can't move. Like BKB is like it's decent on him just because it guarantees you get your trample off, but you really should be playing the hero as like a 4, so it takes you forever to get to BKB. So if you're playing against 5 stuns, you're just like never getting spells off until you actually get there. So I don't know.
Here's my question, monkeys. They removed Retaliate from Centaur for a reason, because it's a spell that literally says you lose if you right-click this guy.
Yeah.
And then they just put Uproar in the game.
They put it on
like I've actually realized sometimes, unless you can like kill the Primal Beast, the best way to lane is to act like he isn't there. Like, just
you literally
just literally try to CS, and like he's gonna click you. Like, he's gonna click you, and you have to defensively aggro and like avoid him, but just don't hit him. Literally, just don't fucking hit him, because if you hit him like 3 times, he slows you for 30%, and then
only way you can play against him.
And then he just hits for 200, and I'm like, okay. And guess what, guys? There's no mana cost, and then when he's done hitting you, there's no cooldown. There's no cooldown. Like, no mana cost, no cooldown. There's no downtime. You can't like make him use it and then say, okay, now that he's used it, we can punish. It's like, no. Like, he just has it again. I mean, yeah. I hate the hero. I got my venting out for the day.
It's like a Marcy that they can't nerf, because if they nerf it, then the hero is literally dead. Like Marcy will always have a purpose, because
you have a mobility spell and a stun.
Yeah, you have a mobility spell and a displacement stun. You literally put them out of position with her stun. Like, that's already broken. Hook's broken, lasso's broken, that stun's broken.
Venge swap, anything that moves people.
But like Primal Beast, you take away or like you nerf the thing that makes him broken, and he like nothing about him is broken anymore.
Yeah, I think we both agree the hero just needs to be reworked, or like something. Like, you actually just need to change. You need to make Uproar less stupid in lane, so probably have a long cooldown and a mana cost, like 50-second cooldown or something. And then you need to make his other spells better. Like, Like, you need to make trample worse early. You need to make uproar worse early, or just in general. And then you need to buff his other 2 spells. Like, that's probably what needs to happen. Like significant conceptual rework. Like, you can probably leave the 4 skills as is, but the hero needs to, like, not function early like he does, and then not be a useless piece of later on if he's, like, not snowballing. So, something about that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, this is why I never I never try to come up with heroes or whatever. Whenever you ask me like, what would you like to see in Dota?
I never ask you that because I don't want that question.
It's so hard to it's so hard to balance this shit. It really is. It's like
it
impossible.
really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we were both talking about like pubs in general and not really caring about losing and stuff. And I feel like most of the games that I'm miserable and I've actually just learned to accept it is when I'm against Primal Beast. Like, either I'm dying 3 times or my carry's dying 3 times. Like, that's just...
It is going to be a brawler of a lane, for sure.
I mean, well, what happened... The thing is if you step out of position once, he tramples you to, like, 10% HP. And then if you do it again, you die. So, it's like... it's not really a brawl of a lane. It's either I play it perfectly, like, position-wise. I either position perfectly or I don't. Like, you know... I'm like Luna, and I want to go for a single range creep, and if I go for the range creep, I'm gonna get trampled for 600 damage. It's like rush boots. Okay, now that you've got boots, you're not allowed to right click him because he'll slow you, and then he'll still trample you. Whew. Sorry, I said I was done venting, and then here
I'm also just a little sad with Dota because, as I mentioned before. We're pretty much stuck in this meta. I feel like this meta until TI. So, it's just like, I don't know, man. New heroes are fun and stuff. New jungle creep, sure, it can keep things fresh and interesting. It is a new feel, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, are we crazy for wanting like this map objective just like play style change? Are pros happy with like the current state?
No, they're not. I mean,
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
I mean, the thing is, they get paid money to like master the patch, so it's probably like, hey, less homework for us.
I mean, I guess, but
it's like I don't know. I mean, my biggest thing I'll say as like a little bit of a lead in to maybe our next episode, because we're about at the 45-minute mark, is like is that I know for a fact pro teams hate the DPC. Like, we've talked about it before, they absolutely hate the DPC. And the biggest reason is that in a 4-day tournament, you don't have time to test shit out, right? If you lose to a strategy that you didn't know existed or like you weren't familiar with, you've got less than a day to address it. So it results in like a lot of theory crafting, right? Because like, they first picked this hero and we can only ban 2 heroes. And if we don't ban one of those other 2 heroes, then they're going to pick that. So like you suddenly see these like wonky meta shifts and like meta developments. There is no meta in DPC. Like, there isn't a meta. People basically, I was talking to a lot of people at Liquid especially, and they're just like, you just prepare for each team. Everybody has their strategies, everybody has their best heroes, and none of that has time to mesh. You just go like, okay, this team picks that, so we got to be ready for that strategy. Okay, now that we've got 6 days to prepare for the next one, let's talk about that team. And it's just like,
really, it's so much time.
It's just so it's so bad for Dota. Yeah. Like, I understand like what they thought with the DPC, like meaning like what their intentions were. It's not like the intentions weren't good. And honestly, the viewer results, they're not bad. We've talked about DPC a lot. But in regards to just like what you're saying, where you're like, did we really wish for too much with a new patch? Did we really wish for like meta shifts? It's just like with the current DPC system and the current patching, just nothing's new. Like, there's just no fun. There's no excitement of like discovery. It's like, I understand that Omni Knight Huskar, Omni Knight Tiny is very exciting and fun Dota. Like, I understand that's like, as a 5 player, I can just pick Omni and sit behind my carry and push W, and we'll end the game at 20 minutes. Like that to me is like so exhilarating. I'm like on the edge of my seat as the opponent 5 picks Enchantress and my mid tower dies at 5 minutes. That stuff is like, it's all just super exciting, monkeys. But we did want a little bit more excitement, just a little bit. We were a bit greedy and a bit selfish, but at the end of the day, that's what we got. So I don't know. We're in the current cycle though, right? And what I mean by the current cycle is this is the most boring Dota that exists in Dota. Is heroes like Lone Druid, Huskar, Enchantress, Chen, Omni Knight, I already said Huskar. Heroes that end the game at 20 minutes and take the entire map by 15 are good right now. And that's the most boring Dota you ever get. So guess what? It's pretty much never Dota at TI. It was TI4 that was the meta, right? And that was like the worst TI. I think most people would at least put that one in bottom 3.
Pretty unanimous.
Right, it's pretty unanimous that's like at least bottom 3. So it's like what happens is you buff all these heroes because everyone's like, what about these heroes? What happened to these? And then they all get broken, but they get broken like a sizable amount of time before TI. It's not the TI patch that they're going to get broken. And then they're all going to get nerfed in the ground. And it's going to be like May or June where all the heroes get nerfed. And then we're going to be back to Earthshakers and Tidehunters and Faceless Void and, like that.
TI team fight patch. Woo!
Yeah. I mean, that's just what's going to happen. So it's like part of me understands why, but dude, can we nerf the skeletons too, by the way? The troll summoner skeletons.
Oh, yeah. It's so obnoxious.
Dude, honestly, Chen Enchantress, they just use it, and then once it's off cooldown, they use it again, and then now they've got 6 skellies that all hit for like 40 damage, and they hit for 18 extra damage, and they just kill your tower in like literally 30 seconds. It's like, what the f***? My tier 1 just died to 1 neutral creep at 30 seconds into the 5 minutes into the game. But okay.
It's just, Brian, I just want something new. Please, at least after this TI. Totally. It's gonna happen, right? It's gonna happen.
Any copiums and
No. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Please don't do this to me. Brian.
Copium. I got a call from somebody. I gotta make sure my Uber Eats isn't here. Oh, there it is. Give me a second. We can edit this in post. I'll be right back. Got my food, monkeys.
Nice. What'd you get?
5 Guys, man. Gotta get 5 Guys. I was on like a 5 Guys withdrawal because like in New York, Collie and I were trying to do all the restaurants that are like, we only get to do this while we're in New York. So even though 5 Guys is great, we both like 5 Guys. We can get 5 Guys anywhere. So
yeah.
But I had my first 5 Guys in like 3 months, 4 days ago. And I didn't get the Cajun fries because I wanted a milkshake. But this time I'm like, I'm getting the fries. So,
nice.
But yeah. So I've myself a burger and some fries from 5 Guys.
Hell yeah.
And I will be ending the podcast relatively soon, such that I will not give eating hamburgers and fries ASMR to the podcast listeners. For people who are wondering, I am on the 3rd floor. And there's no elevator, so I did just sprint up and down some stairs.
You were sounding a little out of breath there, but
yeah,
I wasn't going to give you shit for it, You
yeah. I mean, people in chat already were, so.
Well, I'm better than the people in chat, Brian.
I had a really, I really liked one of my responses during my pubs today. So my first game of the day, I picked Omni Knight, and it was exciting. And my carry picked Huskar. Very enjoyable game. And I was against a 4-position Earth Spirit. And let's just say this guy got owned. He couldn't do anything in lane, obviously, because he's against Omni Knight Huskar. And so I bought like an Orb of Venom, and I hit him with that 3rd spell that slows him or whatever. And he just can't trade with me. So I was just like running at him all over the place. And he had bought boots and everything. And then like I end up killing him for over some stupid shit. And then I deward him, and then I kill his courier, and he's like, I'm BSJ. I pick Omni Knight, 0 IQ, no skill. And I said, no, I'm BSJ. It just,
All right.
it,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, like, I was just like, what do you want me to do, man? Like, I've lost so much MMR to an Omni Knight in the last 3 weeks, dude.
I do the same. If I'm playing Pause 5, I just pick Death Prophet or Omni Knight. Like those are just my go-to heroes because you hit
Dude, it's like, but the thing about Death Prophet is I have to like actually do damage. As Omni Knight, I can just sit in the back and push W and occasionally push R. Sometimes I'll Purify. And in the past, it's like I would push W as Omni Knight, right? And my carry was a raid boss because he had 50% stat resistance. But then they would just kill me because I had like 900 HP. But now I've got a free 780 HP with my carry, or 60. I've got 760 HP alongside my carry. So every time I push W on him, they go, should we kill this Omni Knight with 2000 HP with mana boots? I've got mana boots, strength hero, support that you have to kill. It's literally a dazzle that you have to kill, and he's got 2000 health.
And then you only get tankier as they put debuffs on you and stuff.
Oh yes, please just let me dispel the debuffs you place on me. Yeah, I mean it's so dumb, dude. I mean, I've played the hero 4 times. I'm 4-0. Like, I'm 4-0 on Omni Knight. All my games are like 0 kills, 3 deaths, and 20 assists, and I'm just like following my guy around.
Whenever I play carry, because sometimes that happens. Again, I'm just playing like whatever role that I'm given in pubs right now. But whenever I end up on carry, I literally just spam ping Omni Knight. I'm like, pick Omni, pick Omni, pick Omni. Please, just pick Omni, please.
I mean, if you're high skilled enough, you can also pick Wisp, but that's a little more difficult because they actually can focus you most of the time, and you have to have like pretty good use of relocate skills and you know, all that kind of stuff. So
actually got to use your noggin for that.
Yeah, there is more than 0 IQ required, quoted from Earth Spirit, to play Wisp. But yeah, man, you know, that's it for me today. Do you have any final closing remarks on life, Dota, pursuit of happiness?
No, not really. Just happy to be here. Always happy to talk. And we should have like content brainstorm sessions like once a week or something with just like, you know, the content team.
Or we could like triple dip and do like a podcast where we guest star all of the content team.
Oh, we could do that too. Yeah, just anything to get us to like sit around and shoot the shit, you know, and just talk. Cause like I know that we enjoy being around each other, but we like never do anything.
There's a serious lack of sitting around the campfire and singing the campfire song.
Exactly.
CAMPFIRE.
Yes, I know it's a SpongeBob reference, Brian. I got it like right away.
He got it, guys. But that's going to be it for us today. Thanks for watching the 69th episode of the Banana Slam Jaren podcast. We will be back sometime in the next 2 weeks because we have to hit a quota. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.
Bye-bye.
See ya, monkeys.